Hello again, lovely friends. Time for another half hour to sit back, relax and watch the holiday fun come to you, courtesy of our amazing team here at Cruise1st. We're celebrating 25 years in the cruise business in 2025, so expect lots of surprises as part of our celebrations. I've said too much again. Now, in this show, one of the cruise lines we've all watched launch and grow together. The scarlet vibrancy and amazing reputation of Virgin Voyaging came to the sea in 2020 and has certainly shown us something new and different in the cruising industry, with a huge personality and now 4 fabulous ladies sailing the 7 seas and surprising everyone at every port. Well, we've got 3 feature cruises in this show with exciting stays and all on the latest addition to Virgin's vibrant fleet, the Brilliant Lady, which launches next summer. Well, we have got some trips lined up for late next year and early into 2026, all grabbable today with a low deposit of as little as £199 per person. So let's head off to Canada, Mexico, Vegas and LA and mix in a cruise on Brilliant Lady for April in 2026. We'll fly you straight over from the UK first to the glitz and the glamour of LA. And we're staying here to drink it all in with a 4-night hotel stay. How fantastic in Los Angeles. Look, always to me just looks like a fascinating city. I know I jaw on about America all the time because I just love it. Just love it. Once bitten, forever smitten. And LA is definitely on my list of places to go and investigate. In fact, looking at the Hollywood Walk of Fame there, for some reason the other day I went into a YouTube loop. People do it all the time. You search for one thing, you end up watching videos on a whole kind of different things. And I watched the day that Linda Carter, who played Wonder Woman, was given her Hall of Fame in LA, and I'd love to go and see that. I'd love to have that picture taken in front of the Hollywood sign and all of those glitzy and glamorous things that you do while you're in LA. And you've got 4 nights to do it, so it's certainly plenty of time, which I think is incredible. You're going to love it. Get down to the Walt Disney Music Hall if you get the chance as well. Then it's time for our cruise, or should I say voyage. It's our Virgin Voyage. It's not a cruise. It's not an ordinary cruise. It's an out of the ordinary cruise with Virgin. They're brilliant. All of your dining while you're on board is included. Wi-Fi is included, which is brilliant because we've always got our phones in our hand anyway. If you go for a balcony, you get a wonderful hammock on the terrace as well. The dining as well, whether it be the full kind of, like sit down, enjoy everything, or whether it be grab and go, all included in your fare. And you know what, when you get into the cabins as well, it's very, very clever because they've got a tablet in every single cabin that's got the Virgin Voyages app there in front of you, which is brilliant. So you can change all the lighting in the cabin with that, which is very, very good. You can watch all the latest movies just by literally, going through the selection on the tablet and then calling them up and they'll go onto the screen for you. And you can also order food into the cabin from the tablet that's already in there. And the cabins are great, but listen, I think you spend very little time when you're on a Virgin Voyage in your cabin because you're wanting to enjoy the party and the good time and the vibe that is going on just everywhere. It is lovely because it's kind of free and easy. They call it an adults playground and it is adults only. The whole of Virgin Voyages is adults only. I can see a time down the line where they might bring out a ship which they'll make family. Who knows? Who knows? We never know what's coming up tomorrow. But as it is, they call it an adults playground, and that's exactly what it is. It's just a place to hang out, have a good time. It is for those people who are young at heart. But I'm not saying that this cruise, you don't have to be, maximum age 29. This is cruises of all ages. The good thing about Virgin and when they launched is that they had quite a few staycation cruises around the UK before the world opened back up again. So lots of people got the chance to check out Virgin and they were thrilled and excited. The entertainment, very, very different. The food offering, fantastic. I mean, top quality. Brilliant restaurant quality food, freshly made for you and all included. And even things like fitness classes are included and so many more activities. I'll get to more of those later because we'll be back on Brilliant Lady many times in this show. So we started in LA, of course. We've got a day at sea first into Cabo San Lucas in Mexico. One of the most visited spots in Mexico. It's where lots of Mexicans like to take their holiday as well. So it's very, very lively with lots to do. Mazatlan is next, where you can take a tequila tour. I take it that's the plant that tequila originates from. There at the top. They look like agave plants, don't they? You can go horseback riding here, you can zip line and lots of other things too. Puerto Vallarta in Mexico. Meet the locals here. There's the Zona Romantica, which is the old town, which is very cool, with lots of coffee shops, lots of artworks around and artists being inspired everywhere. Couple of days at sea and we end the cruise in LA. That's not the end of the holiday though, because we are flying from LA to my new favourite place in the world. I am weeks away from going again to fabulous Las Vegas, and I will come back and tell you all about it, of course, because I am on the second row to see Barry Manilow, which is going to be the highlight of this trip. Bonkers. Oh, Mandy, it's going to be amazing. But Vegas, honestly, you've got to go. And listen, I know everyone says, you know, oh, it's like Disneyland in the desert or whatever. You know what? This is another adult's playground, really. And it's just totally, it's not reflective of America as a whole. It's just this complete fakery wonderland and just place to just, your eyes will be out on stalks the whole time. It's just bonkers. It's crackers, but you've got to see it. And you know what? You've got the perfect amount of time to be there. Go around all the hotels, go and wander through all the casinos, go and do the gondola ride in the Venetian, go and see the fountains at the Bellagio, go and do a helicopter trip over the Grand Canyon, go and do all of that. It's just fabulous. It really is. You will brilliant. And listen, you never, ever, I told you this before, you never have to put $1 in a slot anywhere. It's not just about the casinos. There's so many other things going on. You can go and see as many Elvises as you like performing on stage. There's everyone's on stage there one way or the other. Actually, you got a few more shows on offer at this time of the year as well. April into May. Some of the big stars, if they're doing their shows, they'll be out there as well. And people like Donny Osmond does his shows, doesn't it? And all kinds of people pop up on the bill out in Vegas. Anyway, after Vegas, I could talk about Vegas for half an hour. After Vegas, then you fly back to the UK. And then you come back and say, when can I go to Vegas again? It was brilliant. He was right, you know. What a trip for April in 2026. This one, remember, so we're booking way ahead of time here. The flight to LA, 4 nights in a hotel there. Then you cruise with Virgin on Brilliant Lady for 8 nights of Mexican sunsets cruising. Back to LA, that's where we fly to Las Vegas, have 4 nights in a hotel there, and then fly back to the UK. Your deposit today is £199 each. Do you know what? I think you could do yourself a favour if you are going, wowzers, if you are going on this holiday, that's a brilliant price tag. If you are going on this holiday, it's April in 2026. I would do yourself a favour and get to Vegas just for a little taster before that. I think you'll love it. 2799. Your deposit today of £199 each. The best service from our team here at Cruise1st. And if you want to play around with the stays in any way, maybe you want longer in Vegas, maybe you want some more time in LA before you go to Vegas, maybe when you've been to Vegas, you want to go to somewhere else in America before you come back, you know, we can make all of that happen as well. Now, on this offer, if you upgrade from the inside, which Virgin call Insider, up to the Sea View, which is what they call their ocean views, we'll upgrade you again to a Sea Terrace, which is what they call their balconies, with the swinging hammock and the table and chairs as well. How good is that? So let's look at those upgrade prices and see what they look like. Okay, it's just 199 more. Now that's your difference between inside. Your inside cabins are brilliant, all spacious, all modern. Remember, there's not a ship there that's more than 3 or 4 years old. In fact, this ship that you're on will only have launched the previous September. So this ship launches in 2025. You're going on early in 2026. So she's way less, you know, she's just a few months old, which is brilliant. So just 199 more to go from your inside up to your balcony sea terrace with the hammock. Incredible. Absolutely incredible value for money. VV160 is the TV reference if you want to look at it on the website. As I said before, you've got any questions you want to tailor or you want to change that offer in any way, shape or form, just call the team on 0800 953 4700. And if you can get to Vegas before that, I highly recommend it. And you know what? We can always team that up with a cruise as well, because it's just one of the many things, one of the magical things our team can do for you.
With over 20 years of travel experience, when booking with Cruise1st, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. As a fully bonded member of APTA and Atoll Protected, you have the peace of mind that your booking is safe with us. We've been on your TV screens for over a decade, and we guarantee the best cruise prices. If you find one of our offers cheaper elsewhere on TV, then we'll match or beat that price. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday with many of our deals. Just pay a deposit today, and then you have until your due date to pay your balance. Plus, we're one of the highest rated cruise agents on Trustpilot, with over 6,000 independent reviews, so you can be fully confident when booking your next holiday with Cruise1st.
Now listen, just as a little aside, Mr. P and I were just having a chat while you were watching that little video there, and I was saying I'm going to have to get a t-shirt at the Barry Manilow concert. And he was saying, well, what's going to be on it? Like, you know, Barry's #1 fan or whatever. And I don't know. So have you been to a Barry concert and you've got the t-shirt? I need a picture of it, please. The email address, studio@cruise1st.tv. I need that picture. I need that picture. I don't promise not to show it on TV, but I want to see it. Studio@cruise1st.tv. Anyway, Derek, back to work. Mr. P, concentrate. It's time to do some more work now, some more Virgin voyages. This time we're going from the nautical northwest, New York City, to Quebec City over 14 nights. Now, this is for the 20th of September next year, and we fly first over from the UK to New York. And of course, you can't be in New York, even if you've been 100 times. I don't think you can go without staying for a few nights, can you really? So we've got you booked into a hotel for 3 nights in New York. Another place I long to see for completely different reasons than Vegas, because I realise that, you know, New York is all about the hustle bustle. It's all about the vibe. It's all about seeing all the yellow taxis. It's all about, there's a kind of attitude to New York and its residents, isn't there? I kind of need to hear that. I need to be there. I want to be in the Starbucks. I want to see how close to the films, because you see New York in films all the time. You want to see how much it feels like that, actually standing in those streets and looking in those buildings as well. So you've got plenty of time to do that. And then we're cruising out on what will be the brand new Brilliant Lady, because this will be one of her first cruises actually, because she launches in September, which will be amazing. So that's going to be pretty special in itself, let me tell you. And already Virgin as a fleet, by the way, just looking at awards that they've won this year, I mean, they've won countless awards, but just this year, Best Premium Cruise Company, voted for in the Travel Awards with Travel Weekly, #1 mega cruise ship by Travel and Leisure in the World's Best Awards 2024, and the Best Onboard Wellness Award and Wellness Programme just been voted for this year by Travel Age West as well. So the more people that are seeing Virgin and trying it out and seeing the difference, the bigger the reputation is becoming. And their cruises are becoming very, very difficult to kind of get a place onto, because the reputation is going out far and wide. And you can see it's very different as well. I think the fact that it is quite interactive, it is quite social. Not to say that if you're not a couple that like, you know, your own space and yourself to yourself, that's not a possibility. Plenty of quiet spaces and lounges and whatever that you can enjoy. But actually, it's a very social affair, I think, on a Virgin voyage. And it is really tailored at being effortless. Now, a lot of that is down to the team that are on board as well. There's lots of lively characters on board. They have live DJs. They've got fabulous entertainers. And the entertainment is very different as well. It's not sitting down to a, you know, curtain up traditional kind of theatre. You can mix theatre with dinner as well, which I think is quite nice too. And there are lots of other experiences that happen on board as well that you can get involved with. There's the test kitchen where you can learn to make dishes. There's really lively presentations on the places that you're going to on board. Everything you need is there. Everything that you want whenever you want it is kind of there. But also you can be very zen as well. Wonderful fitness classes, yoga, Pilates, things like that. Things that are nice to sort of relax and stop and do as well. So we're 10 nights on one of the first cruises on this ship as well. We head out after a day at sea into Boston. Iconic city, of course, lots to do here. You can follow the Freedom Trail, you can visit the diners, or just wander the city itself. Looks wonderful. Would love to see the mix of buildings in these places as well. Day at sea to Eastport in Maine. There's a brewery here where you can sample the local brews. You can visit Deer Island. And the Bay of Fundy is not too far away as well to this part of the coast. Next we go into St. John, which is New Brunswick, the oldest city in Canada. Walking tours here, and there's some new really lovely new hotspots in this city as well. Very nice indeed. Next we move on after a day at sea into Halifax in Nova Scotia, and this is the biggest city in Atlantic Canada. You can walk the boardwalk here, maybe pop into the Maritime Museum and learn more about its history, or take a wine tour while you're there. So a nicely rounded holiday, a really vibrant holiday. And again, for those people who like the new ship thing, well, Brilliant Lady launches in September. So you're going on her launch month on this itinerary. So I would say I'm going to put my neck out and say this is probably the second or third itinerary that the ship will be taking, which is incredible. And that's a good place to be, isn't it? Because, you know, the team on board as well, they'll all be fresh and pumped and ready for this new experience with Virgin, which is very different to cruising with any other cruise line. It had to be for them to come into the cruise market at this stage. They came in 2020, so they've got to come in with something new and something different, because there are so many established brands in the business already, and they really deliver. So this is Canada and New England with that Virgin twist for next September. The flight from the UK out to New York, 3 nights there, remember, in a hotel, all covered and included. Then your 10-night cruise on the brand new Brilliant Lady, ending in Quebec City in Canada, where we then fly you back to the UK. Deposits today on this one, £199 each. And here is your price tag. Again, brilliant for the time that you're spending in New York, for the fact that you're taking one of the first few cruises on the brand new Brilliant Lady as well. That's always something that comes with that little bit of extra bragging right as well. And you'll find that things are very, very different on the first few cruises as well. Great fun. You'll love this, and you'll love Virgin as well. Here's the details. If you want to upgrade from inside up to your ocean view or balcony or suite. What I would say as well is read reviews online. Watch people's videos online on YouTube that have been on Virgin Cruises as well, because you've been sitting there and looking at it and thinking, I need to get some second and third opinions, then do that. There's plenty of resources out there online. If you're, adept at YouTube, there'll be many videos where people have been on the cruises and reviewed them as well. And remember, everyone has an opinion and everyone's opinion is different, but it gives you a different point of view. It lets you have a little look at what's going on. If you've got any particular questions, then you can always call our team as well. We'll do our best to help you. Remember, Cruise1st is in our name. It's what we do. We don't deal with all the other areas of travel as well as cruise. We do Cruise1st, and that's what we've been doing for just under 25 years now. So the expertise is here. A lot of our team have been on board the ships one way or the other, either to cruise as a holiday or to visit and tour around. I've been on board myself. They look amazing. They look amazing and different, and you want them to be different, don't you? You want, if a new company is coming into the cruising market and it's a company you know the name of, be it Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Records, Virgin Gyms, Virgin Trains, whatever it might have been, you want to see how Virgin do cruising differently. Right, let's move on to our next offer with Virgin then, shall we? And this time we're going from Miami to LA via the Panama Canal. And this is a 19-night trip, really special itinerary, this one as well. Goes on the 19th of March in 2026. So again, we'll be looking at low deposits on this one. And we fly out to Miami first for a 2-night hotel stay. It's also where Virgin have built their departure port as well. Terminal, that's the word I wanted. Thank you, Mr. P. Yeah, and it's really smart as well, as you would expect from Virgin. So this will be kicking off in Miami. So you've got a couple of days there in a hotel first. You can go and do the Everglades, as I think we just saw there. And Miami itself has so many different districts and areas. And of course, you've got the Art Deco feel to some of the architecture. You've got little Havana there. You've got the Windward Walls as well, with all the fancy sort of Banksy style artworks. So an amazing place to spend some time. And of course, if you want more than 2 nights there, talk to the team and we'll make it even longer for you. And then we are on board Brilliant Lady. Look at just how much space there is as well. Here's the other thing about Virgin, is there's a nice high ratio of crew on board to passengers, which I always like. It's always good to know that you are not waiting for someone's attention all the time, or standing in a long line to try and get something done when you're on board a ship, because sometimes you just want to go down and you want to ask a simple question and you don't want to wait 3 hours to do that. So there's plenty of the Virgin team around for you. Their concept with the dining, by the way, is fantastic. I mean, they do have concept restaurants like Gunbae, which is the Korean barbecue, where you have the barbecue grill in the middle and you all kind of cook together. I think that's a really lovely idea. All included, all the restaurants, all the dining is included for you. But there's also things like, having fresh sushi and, more this sort of grab and go concept for dining. So you can have a little bit of this from over here and a little bit of that from over there, mix it all together, which I think is really nice. And it's all freshly made for you as well. You can go into the Razzle Dazzle restaurant, of course. They've got vegan and veggie options, as they will throughout all of the food stations as well. They do cater for everyone as well. You've got things like the pizza place as well, where you can have lots and lots of input into the design of your pizza. I could say yes to lots of pineapple. I'll have double pineapple. I could just do cheese and pineapple. That would be lovely for me on a pizza. You could go to Extra Virgin as well, which is an Italian extravaganza on board. And then you've got 24-hour room service, which you can order. Like I said before, there's a tablet in your cabin, and you just order via the tablet in there. Lots of special party nights as well. Take a nice smart pair of pajamas or a onesie, because they have a PJ party where everyone has their pajamas on. And then, of course, there's, rather than a white night, they have a scarlet night. So it's all red. Red's a bit easier, isn't it? I think it's a bit easier to dress in red than white, isn't it, sometimes? So, yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. And inside the cabin, so many great modern facilities as well, because these are brand new ships. I mean, this ship launches only in September. So, out of Miami, couple of days at sea, we are in Cartagena in Colombia. Breezy, colourful city. Explore the old town, which dates all the way back to the 16th century there. Cobblestone streets and lovely colonial buildings. Then we move on to Colón in Panama. Now, this is the Caribbean side of Panama. Quite a few different excursion opportunities here. And it's the world's second largest duty-free port, apparently. So lots of shopping there. And the next thing that we do is a full transit of the amazing Panama Canal, which is a real, we talk about this an awful lot, but it's a real experience. It'll be a guided experience, which will take you through as well. And our next port of call after a day at sea is Punta Arenas in Costa Rica, of course, the home of the best coffee, of course, in the world. Lovely rainforests here, fantastic beaches, volcanoes too. And then we move on to Guatemala, Puerto Quetzal, which is the largest Pacific port. It's becoming much more common as a cruise port now as well. Lots of lovely tours there to La Antigua, which is the capital there as well. Very nice. 3 days at sea, and we are in Mexico, in Cabo San Lucas, where you can take a jeep tour here, drive through the Mexican desert and the Pacific coastline there, or go on a snorkeling tour, maybe, and go and do some whale watching. Another couple of days at sea. just to enjoy all of those wonderful parties and all the activities there are to do on board before we then come back into LA, and then we'll fly back to the UK. Now, of course, there's nothing to stop you in LA of talking to our team about adding a couple of nights in a hotel there. Of course, you've got your stay in Miami before we cruise, but if you want to add one in LA as well, if you've never been there before, easy to do. That's the great thing about planning so far ahead, is that you can really tailor this. You can really plan this as you want to. Maybe there's something you want to do before you go to Miami. Maybe you think, oh, actually, I'd love to go and do all the theme parks up in Orlando. You'd love to take the family there, maybe. We'll arrange some time there for you before you then go down to Miami, which is not too far away, to start your cruise. So this is a great trip for March in 2026. Lock it in today with your deposit of just £199 each, and that's the flight from the UK out to Miami, 2 nights in a hotel there, 16 nights on your cruise on Brilliant Lady, to Colombia, through the Panama Canal, a full transit there to Costa Rica, Guatemala and Mexico, ending in LA, where we then fly back to the UK. We've done an awful lot on this holiday, haven't we? Deposits today, just £199 each, and that's your full price tag. And when you consider actually the full inclusions on a Virgin voyage, it is incredible. Let's do 2 things. Let's go to the upgrades first for this cruise, and then we will talk a little bit more, because it applies to all Virgin voyages, about what is actually included while you're on board as well, because it is, it's hundreds of dollars worth of things that normally you would be dipping into your pocket for as well. So things like Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is an absolute given for the whole of your cruise, which is great because we're always, aren't we? We're always on our phones. You can browse, you can post, you can stay connected there, which is brilliant. Wherever you are on the ship, all of your food, that's 20 plus different places to eat, which is great. All curated by Michelin star chefs as well. Fitness classes included. Essential drinks. So things like juices, sodas, water. I mean, water, you can pay a lot for water, as you know, I'm sure, in everyday life, and you can on ships as well, included in your Virgin voyage. All your entertainment, and we're not just talking run-of-the-mill entertainment, we are talking about a vast array of really high quality, interactive, fun, new twists on cruise ship entertainment as well, all included in your Virgin voyage price. It's brilliant. So the only thing really, to be honest with you, beyond that you'd be dipping into your pocket for, drinks, shore things, which are the excursions, and things like pamper treatments. Other than that, pretty much everything is covered when you get on board, which I think is always good. Anyway, listen, I'm about to run out of time. Call us now, 0800 953 4700. And listen, if all of those offers were just a little bit too far away, then we've got plenty much sooner on the 3 other ships that Virgin has sailing around the world right now. And if you want to know more about that, of course, have a look on the website, cruise1st.tv, or just give the team a call. We'll help you and find you a deal, 0800 953 4700. Make sure you don't leave it long though until you say ahoy.